Deep in the Amazon rainforest, a parasitic fungus seizes control of an ant's mind, forcing it on a one-way march to its death. Scientists call it the zombie fungus, and once the ant is dead, tendrils erupt from its head to rain down spores on the colony below. And that's not a scene from a horror movie. That's real, and it's just one of the terrifying discoveries to emerge from the world's largest jungle. The Amazon, for all its vibrant life, hides secrets that are dark, mysterious, and deeply unsettling. For centuries, we pictured it as a pristine wilderness, but new tech and daring expeditions are showing us a reality that is far stranger and more frightening than we ever imagined. From lost civilizations to rivers that literally boil, we're counting down the 20 most terrifying discoveries in the Amazon that have left the world in shock. Before we head into the jungle, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what we uncover next. Number 1. Jungle Giants. We arrive at number 1 with a legend that refuses to die, blurring the line between folklore and paleontology, the Mapinguari. For centuries, tribes across the Amazon have described a giant, terrifying beast stalking the jungle, covered in thick fur, with a foul smell and a booming cry. For a long time, this was dismissed as a simple myth, but the story took a terrifying turn when scientists looked back in time. The Amazon was once home to the Megatherium, a giant ground sloth that could stand as tall as an elephant. The descriptions of the Mapinguari, its size, powerful claws, and lumbering movement, are uncannily similar to the giant ground sloth, which supposedly went extinct thousands of years ago. This has led to a chilling hypothesis. Are the Mapinguari legends just a cultural memory of ancestors who lived alongside these giants? Or, most terrifyingly, in the millions of square miles of unexplored jungle, could a creature like that have actually survived? The Mapinguari is the ultimate Amazonian terror, the possibility that the monsters of legend were once real, and maybe still are. Number 2. Jungle Plagues. At number 2 is a creature whose terror is delivered in the form of pure, scientifically measured pain. Meet the bullet ant. This inch-long insect is famous for one thing: having the most painful sting on Earth. It tops the Schmidt Sting Pain Index, a scale created by an entomologist who's been stung by almost everything. He described the bullet ant's sting as pure, intense, brilliant pain, like walking over flaming charcoal with a 3-inch nail grinding into your heel. The pain comes in relentless, throbbing waves that can last for 24 hours. The Satere-Mawe people of Brazil even use this ant in a brutal initiation rite, where boys must wear gloves woven with dozens of angry bullet ants to become men. It's a journey into a world of pain that is almost unimaginable, and a horrifying reminder of the power packed into this one small creature. Number 3. Albino crocodiles. Terror isn't always about size or aggression. Sometimes it's about things that are just wrong. At number 3, we have the glass frog. These small nocturnal frogs have one of the most bizarre traits in the animal kingdom: translucent skin. You can look right at their bellies and see their internal organs working. The tiny heart beating, blood moving through arteries, food digesting in the stomach. It's nature's own body horror. A recent study also found that when they sleep, they hide almost all of their red blood cells in their liver, making them even more transparent to blend in with leaves. The frog itself is harmless, but its existence is deeply unsettling. It breaks the fundamental rule that insides should stay inside. It's a walking anatomy lesson, a fragile creature that exposes the pulsing machinery of life we're not meant to see. Number 4. Jungle Children. Our number 4 discovery is terrifying not because of a monster, but because it's profoundly human. Deep in the most remote corners of the Amazon live uncontacted tribes, groups of people who have had no peaceful contact with the outside world. It's estimated there are over 100 such groups. They aren't primitive. They are our contemporaries, living completely separate from our world. The terror here comes from the unknown and the violence that often occurs during contact. From their perspective, outsiders are a mortal threat, bringing diseases and violence. As a result, they often defend their territory fiercely. There are documented cases of helicopters being shot at with arrows and intruders being killed by warriors. Flying over their land offers glimpses of an almost unimaginable life. Thriving gardens and people staring up with fear and hostility. They are a fragile living link to a world before ours. Number 5. Snake cults. The Amazon is a land of giants, but no creature inspires as much fear as the one at number 5, the green anaconda. This is the heaviest snake in the world, a monster of pure muscle that can weigh over 500 pounds and exceed 17 feet in length. But it's the unsubstantiated tales that fuel the legend. Reports of 30, 40, or even 50-foot giants in the deepest swamps. What makes the anaconda so terrifying is how it kills. It's a constrictor. It waits in the murky water, strikes with explosive speed, and coils its massive body around its victim. With every breath the animal exhales, the snake tightens its grip, cutting off blood flow to the brain. It's a powerful and terrifying death. The search for a truly record-breaking anaconda continues. A hunt for a real-life monster that has dominated Amazonian nightmares for millennia. Number 6. Floating skeletons. For number 6, we travel to a place of legend that, until recently, was thought to be a myth. A river in the Amazon that boils. The indigenous Ashaninka people spoke of the Shanai Timpishka, a sacred and deadly river deep in the jungle. Scientists dismissed it, since there were no active volcanoes nearby to provide that much geothermal heat. But in 2011, geoscientist Andres Russo was led to the river by a local shaman. It was real. For over 4 miles, the river is hot enough to cook anything that falls in, reaching up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. The air is thick with steam, and the banks are littered with the boiled bodies of unlucky animals. The river is heated by a unique fault-fed geothermal system, where hot water from deep within the earth rushes to the surface. Standing on its banks, feeling the intense heat, it's easy to understand why it was a place of myth and terror. Number 7. Possessed shamans. Number 7 brings us to one of the most visually horrifying and scientifically proven phenomena on the list, the Ophiocordyceps fungus, or the zombie ant fungus. When a spore lands on an ant, it infiltrates its body and begins to grow, replacing the ant's tissue with its own. But it doesn't kill it right away. Instead, it hijacks the ant's brain. The ant, now a puppet, leaves its colony and is forced to climb a plant to a specific height, where the temperature and humidity are perfect for the fungus. There, it clamps its jaws onto a leaf in a death grip. After the ant dies, a stalk erupts from the back of its head, grows, and releases a fresh shower of spores onto the ants below, starting the horrific cycle all over again. It's a real-life body snatcher, a terrifying display of nature's cruelty. Number 8. Ritual bone masks. At number 8, we find discoveries that point to the darker side of ancient Amazonian rituals. Archaeological excavations have uncovered artifacts made from human bones. These aren't just tools. They are spiritually significant objects crafted from femurs, teeth, and skulls. For example, some cultures created flutes from the long bones of their enemies, believing that playing the instrument would capture the enemy's spirit. Other finds include necklaces of human teeth and sharpened bone daggers. Each object tells a chilling story of a world where the lines between the living and the dead were blurred, and where parts of an enemy or ancestor were kept for their power. Holding a flute carved from a human thigh bone forces you to confront a belief system that is profoundly alien and frightening. Number 9. Blood shrines. Similar to the lost cities, but maybe even more mysterious, are the ancient earthworks at number 9. As deforestation cleared patches of the Amazon, strange patterns emerged in the land. Massive, geometrically perfect circles, squares, and lines carved into the earth. Over 500 of these geoglyphs have been found, some dating back 2,000 years. The ditches can be up to 36 feet wide and 13 feet deep, and the precision is astounding. The terrifying question is why? They don't seem to be villages or forts. The leading theory is that they were giant ceremonial centers. What kind of society had the power to move millions of cubic feet of earth to create these shapes for rituals we can't even imagine? They are a silent, geometric scream from a forgotten past, proof of a powerful culture that vanished, leaving only these enigmatic scars on the earth. Number 10. Screaming bats. The Amazon night is filled with strange sounds, but few are as unnerving as those that inspired the legend of screaming bats. While bats don't actually scream, their high-frequency calls and shrieks can be deeply disorienting in the dark. The infamous vampire bat is especially unsettling. The sound of a colony is a mix of hisses and clicks that, in the middle of the night, can sound like tormented spirits. And their feeding habit, landing silently, making a small cut, and lapping up blood, doesn't help. Adding a layer of prehistoric terror to this is the fossil evidence of Desmodus draculae, a giant vampire bat with a wingspan 30% larger than today's species. Now, this species is considered extinct, but the Amazon is vast and largely unexplored. Local stories and unconfirmed sightings keep the terrifying possibility alive that, deep in the jungle, a much larger bat still flits through the darkness. Number 11. Disappearing lakes. Imagine camping on a riverbank and waking up to find the river is just gone. In its place is an empty, muddy chasm filled with dying fish. This is a rare but real phenomenon in the Amazon, coming in at number 11. In 2016, a massive stretch of the Negro River, one of the Amazon's largest tributaries, seemed to vanish. A similar event happened to Peru's Yanayacu River. The cause is something called river piracy, where a river finds a new path underground, often through limestone cave systems. The ground groans, shifts, and the water is suddenly sucked into the earth like a plug being pulled. For anyone living on that river, it would be like the world ending. It's a baffling and terrifying display of the planet's hidden power to change the landscape in an instant. From zombie fungi to lost cities, the Amazon remains one of the last great frontiers of mystery. Each discovery, whether it's rooted in science or myth, proves that we know so much less than we think we do. The jungle holds its secrets close, giving us only tantalizing and often terrifying glimpses. What other unbelievable creatures and forgotten civilizations are still waiting to be found in the deepest, darkest parts of the forest? What do you think is the most terrifying discovery on this list? Let us know in the comments. And for more journeys into the unknown, don't forget to subscribe. You never know what we'll find next.